So, welcome everybody. Today is day 3 of the magic book reading session. So, day 3, magical relationships. Imagine if you were the only person on earth, you would have no desire to do anything. What would be the point in creating a painting if no one could see it? What would be the point in composing music if no one could hear it? What would be the point in inventing anything if there was no one to use it? There would be no reason to move from one place to another because wherever you went would be the same as where you were and no one would be there. There would be no pleasure or joy in your life. It's your contact and experiences with other people that give your life joy, meaning, and purpose. Because of that, your relationships affect your life more than anything else. To receive the life of your dream, it's vital that you understand how your relationships affect your life now and how are they the most powerful channels for gratitude to start magically changing your life. Science is now confirming the wisdom of the great sages of the past, with the research studies showing that people who practice gratitude have closer relationships and are more connected to family and friends and have other people look upon them favorably. But probably the most astounding statistic that has come out of the research studies is that for every one complaint about another person, whether in thought or word, there have to be 10 blessings for the relationship to flourish. Any less than 10 blessings for every one complaint and the relationship will deteriorate. And if the relationship is a marriage, it will most likely end in divorce. So it's very clear we on this school of earth are not alone. And our closed family is our chosen family. That is the soul's choice of choosing the parents, choosing the siblings, choosing the environment where you want to, you know, get born, especially in terms of the country or the place. So that's a decision of the soul. So हम कल्ले तो रह नहीं सकते. We will always be surrounded by people. कहीं हमें अच्छे लगेंगे, कहीं हमें बुरे लगेंगे, कहीं हमें बहुत अच्छे लगेंगे, कहीं हमें बहुत बुरे लगेंगे, कहीं हमें बहुत अपील करेंगे, कहीं हमें बहुत डिसअप्रूव करेंगे. So that is part and parcel. We are social beings and we cannot escape that unless or until we decide that okay, I'm going to take sannyas and I'm sitting in the Himalayas where I don't want to connect with anybody. So if anybody has a thought like that, yes, you're not eligible for this chapter. But other than that, yes, very much, you know, in that league where we will have people around us, we will have good relationships, we will have bad relationships, and we will have normal relationships. Just a second. There's somebody who has their. Yeah, yeah. but- So, life cannot be lived on your own. You will have to interact, and that interaction may be joyous, maybe not so joyous. ये चलेगा. And in any relationship, the one who has or does gratitude or is thankful for the other person, irrespective of the fact if it's a toxic relationship, also. If I am grateful for my relationship where I am not very comfortable, but it's teaching me some valuable lessons of life, I can be thankful for the lesson, not necessarily be thankful for the person. And in this whole scenario, when we talk about relationships, be it any relationship, the power factor, I would say, or the equivalent is one complaint in a relationship against the partner or whatever relationship we be talking about. In order to get that cleaned, you need 10 blessings. मतलब अगर मैंने एक बार एक रिलेशनशिप में कंप्लेंट की कि यार तुम्हें वट एवर, मतलब यू डोंट वैल्यू मी, यू टेक मी फॉर ग्रांटेड, वट एवर, and I'm complaining in that relationship, in order for me to get the score correct as per the universal bank that is operating, I would need 10 more blessings just to clean that one complaint I made. And imagine, हम कितनी कंप्लेंट्स करते हैं अपने रिलेशनशिप्स में, और जितने हम कंप्लेंट्स करते रहते हैं, और अगर हम उसके लिए 10 ब्लेसिंग्स नहीं करते हैं, that is where it goes disbalance, disproportionate, and ends up in a not working relationship, toxic relationship, whatever is the relationship. Till the time the blessings or the feeling of being thankful and grateful for that relationship, maybe it's teaching you some lesson, maybe you're driving something out of it, maybe people are giving you more attention because of that relationship, it could be anything. Till the time I'm looking at that relationship with my eyes of gratitude, I will find a reason to be thankful and grateful for. Until the time I do not want to use my eyes of gratitude or my specs of gratitude, what I will see is only complaints, only complaints, and only complaints. And one complaint, in order to, energetically reduce the impact of that complaint, you need to have 10 blessings. So it's a 10x power. Gratitude makes a relationship flourish. As you increase your gratitude for any relationship, you will magically receive an abundance of happiness and good things in that relationship. And gratitude for your relationships doesn't change only your relationships, it also changes you. No matter what your temperament is now, gratitude will give you more patience, understanding, compassion, and kindness to the point where you won't even recognize yourself. The little irritations you once felt and the complaints you had in your relationships will disappear. Because when you are truly grateful for another person, there's nothing you want to change about that person. You won't criticize, complain about, or blame them because you're too busy being grateful for the good things about them. In fact, you won't be able to see the things you used to complain about. We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. Thornton Wilder, 1897 to 1795, writer and playwright. The beauty of gratitude in a relationship, or in general, also, I can say it, is that if you are on that frequency of gratitude, where you are thankful for things, where you are grateful for things, it's very difficult to complain at the same time. अगर मैं अपना ग्रैटिट्यूड जर्नल लिख रहा हूँ 5 मिनट 4 मिनट जो भी मेरे को टाइम लग रहा है, initially yes it can be tricky, but yeah, once you get the practice of it for within 4 or 5 days, in those 5 minutes of your time when you're doing any of the magical practices or any of the magic book practices, be it the rock, be it the chances that you will complain or you will think about negative is bare minimum. I'm not saying it's not possible, it's bare minimum compared to a regular thought process that is going on. For example, if I'm thinking about some future business plan, In my normal routine, chances are I will think negative also, because at the end of the day, a human has 66,000 thoughts every day, and the best part is two-thirds are negative, and that's normal for everybody. So chances are I will think a lot negative, and I might complain about a past failure or a past experience I've had with the person whom I'm probably trying to work with. Strong chances. But if I am writing my gratitude journal or I am practicing any of the magic practices, my mind is now looking at only things that I am thankful and grateful for. That means during that time, you have programmed your mind in such a manner that it is not going to now, at least temporary, complain or think about something that is disturbing you. And when we do the magical rock in the night, we get a 7 to 9 hours of sleep, which enhances that frequency during sleep time. And the moment we get up within the first 1 hour, we do our gratitude journal that paves the way. So now what you can see is you've got your 12 hours covered. Out of 24, 12 are in the frequency of gratitude. And because of that, yourself and your mind being on that frequency of gratitude, your complaints will be less. Your feeling of being thankful and grateful will definitely be much higher than what it is right now without these practices, what it was prior to starting the book. Because या तो आप thankful हो सकते हो या आप complain कर सकते हो. You cannot do both of them at the same time. Words are very powerful. So when you complain about any person, you actually harm your life. It is your life that will suffer. By the law of attraction, whatever you think or say about another person, you bring to you. This is the very reason why the greatest minds and teachers of the world have told us to be grateful. They knew that for you to receive more in your life, for your life to magically increase, you have to be grateful for others just as they are. What if every person close to you said, I love you just the way you are? How would you feel? Today's magical practice is being grateful for people just as they are. Even if all your relationships are currently good, they will increase with more magnificence through this practice. And with everything you find to be grateful for in that person, you will see gratitude perform its breathtaking magic. And your relationship will be stronger, more fulfilling, and more enriching than you ever thought they could be. So, this is the practice today. Choose three of your closest relationships to be grateful for. You might choose your wife, your son, your father, your boyfriend, your business partner, and your sister. You might choose your best friend, your grandmother, and your uncle. You can choose any three relationships that are important to you as long as you have a photograph of each person. The photograph can be just of the person or both of you together. And once you've selected your three relationships and photographs, you are ready to set the magic into motion. Now, sit down and think about the things you are most grateful for about that person. What are the things you love the most about this person? What are their best qualities? You could be grateful for their patience, ability to listen, talents, strengths, good judgment, wisdom, laugh, sense of humor, eyes, smile, or kind heart. You could be grateful for the things you enjoy doing with that person, or you can recall a time when the person was there for you, cared for you, or supported you. After you spend some time thinking about what you're grateful for about the person, put their photograph in front of you. Put their photograph in front of you and with a pen and notebook or on your computer, choose the 5 things you are most grateful for. Look at the person, look at the photograph of the person as you make your list of the 5 things. Begin each sentence with the magic words thank you, address the person by the name, and then write for what you are grateful for. Thank you, name, for what? For example, thank you, John, for always making me laugh. Or thank you, Mom, for supporting me through college. When you finished your list for all 3 people, continue with this magical practice by taking the photographs with you today and putting them in a place where you will see them often. Whenever you look at the photograph today, thank the person by saying the magic words thank you and the person's name. Thank you, Haley. So basically, today's homework is very simple. Choose 3 people you want to heal your relationship with. Get their photographs. If you don't have, get their photos on your phone. Sit with that person, think about that person, and then in your journal, write 5 things you're grateful for that person. Do it for one relationship first, then go for the second, and then go for the third. And during the day, carry those photographs or probably make a screenshot of those. Or just put in a reminder every 3 hours I have to see those photos. And when you see that photos, just a plain simple thank you, looking at that person is going to magically heal your relationships. I can share one of my experiences when I was doing it in, I don't remember what time, what was the number when I was doing that book, but I think it was the second time or the third time. I took up one relationship and I did my gratitude. That person has never called me in years. He called me and asked me, how are you doing? And I was shocked to the core when I saw his number on my phone. कि यार ये कहाँ से phone आ गया? So was it a coincidence? I don't know. But what does my mind say? भैया हमने दिल से थैंक यू बोला. That energetically made an impact on that person. That is the beauty of this. Before we go further, see, I'll tell you, in a lot of relationships, problem क्या होती है? I mean, if it's not a good relationship, what is the issue? The issue is that the expectation of how the other person should behave or be does not match with actual experience. In any of my relationships I'm talking about, I want this person to behave in such and such manner because that's the way I want things to be. And if the person does not behave as per them or as per the expected expectations they have, there will be some kind of a rift. How can you behave like this? You should behave like this. This should not have been done like this. This should have been done like this. We are all the time doing that. And the beauty of this is that the other person is not even aware. मैंने अपनी अपब्रिंगिंग, अपने बिलीफ सिस्टम, अपने एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से एक क्राइटेरिया बना लिया है कि the other person should be like this because as per my limited understanding, this is what should be like. Whereas the other person has their own belief system, has their own memory, has their own experiences, and their thing for the same, their experience for the same, say, incidents would be different. But the funniest part is I have made the rules based on my belief. Based on that, I'm evaluating the other person. And The other person is not even aware of that evaluation criteria, because that's actually just yours, because that's based on your belief. मैं अपने बिलीफ पे अपने सेट ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशंस बना रहा हूं, और उसी सेट ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशंस में अगले को जज कर रहा हूं, इवेल्युएट कर रहा हूं. हेलो. Everybody will have their own experiences. Everybody will have their own ways of being. So when we say that you are going to be thankful for that person as they are, not that you want them to fit into your expectation category. That's never possible. बिकॉज कोई दो बंदों की सेम अपब्रिंगिंग नहीं हो सकती. अगर हो भी गई, द वे यू परसीव थिंग्स विल ऑलवेज बी डिफरेंट. There might be some commonalities, but will never be the same. It's never the same with brothers, it's never the same with sisters. There are commonalities, but yes, everybody's thought process is going to be different. So हम अपने thought process पे अगले को कटघरे में खड़ा कर देते हैं कि तूने गलत किया है. Hello, what are we talking about? So in a relationship, what is important is to treat the other person as they are, not based on your expectations or your criteria of judgment. Keep that to yourself. If you're moving around a lot, carry the photographs with you in your bag or pocket, and make an effort to look at the photographs 3 times during the day, following the same procedure. Look at the photo and say thank you, person's name. Now you know how to use gratitude's magical power to transform your relationship into magical relationships. Although it is not part of the requirement of this book, you may want to take this amazing practice and use it every day if necessary to make every relationship you have magnificent. So if you want to work more than 3, okay, do 3 for today, keep 2 for tomorrow, keep doing it. You can always repeat the practice every day. You can use it on the same relationship as many times as you want. So one relationship can be worked upon 2, 3 times. There's no harm in that. The more you can be grateful for the good things in your relationship, the faster every relationship in your life will miraculously change. So, guys, homework for today. Magic practice number 3, magical relationships. Repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1, count your blessings. That is, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful along with the reason. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Choose 3 of your closest relationships and collect a photograph of each person. With the photo in front of you, write 5 things you're most grateful for about each person in your journal or on your computer. Begin each sentence with the magic words thank you, then include their name and what you're specifically grateful for. Carry the 3 photographs with you today, or put them in a place where you will see them often. Look at the photographs on at least 3 occasions. Speak to the person's face in the photograph and thank them by saying the magic words thank you and their name. For example, thank you, Haley. And last, before you go to sleep, take your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.